Hi there, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Richard, and in this video I'm going to explain how and why I love using ForeFlight for my navigation while flying my X-plane airplanes. This is sort of an overview of ForeFlight, and as you can see in the upper left up there, that it says US VFR sectionals, and what this is all of the US sectionals throughout the continental US, and it also includes Alaska up there, probably has Hawaii down there, and we also have all the way down to Santo Domingo, which we don't really need. Okay, because I don't plan to fly that far. Okay, so why is this so important? Well, first off, it's not just navigation, it's navigation and weather. So let me show you, and I'll bring up the color infrared satellite, and you can see it populate in, and you can tell where all the bad weather is. And I live down here in South Carolina right there, and you can actually see the fact that it's not a really great day for flying in the southeast. So the weather is included. Obviously all the VFR sectionals are included. I'll turn this off. And what I want to do is an overview of how you quickly do a flight plan, and then I'll show you some of the other functions on the bottom row down there. Okay, so let me clear the annotations here, and so I'm going to go zoom in here to the area I like flying in. Okay, so the home airport for me is North Myrtle Beach here, the Grand Strand Airport. My next flight, I'm going to plan to take off from the Cape Fear airport right there. I want to go up to this NDB, Carolina Beach, and then I'm going to do something that only ForeFlight knows how to do. I can't find anything else that does this. I'm going to pick up and fly this radial. Whoops. Let me put my annotation back on. I'm going to fly this radial 240 all the way down to my home airport. And so that's what's going to happen here. So let me show you how it's done. In the upper portion right here, you see FPL for flight plan. I'm going to highlight that, and I'm going to enter a flight plan right here. So I'm going to put in the first leg, which is the Cape Fear Airport, KSUT, and hit space, and you can see it just highlighted KSUT. The next thing I want to do is put in the Carolina Beach NDB, so I'll put in CLB and a space. And by the way, if you see under the Carolina Beach wording right here, okay, it says 216 and it's hashed out. You might want to know why that is. Well, guess what? They changed the frequency to 218. Okay, now here comes the really neat thing, okay? So I want to fly this 240 radio all the way home, okay? And so how do I do that? Well, what I can do right here is the Wilmington VOR, 1170 there, I can enter the identifier is ILM, so I'll put in ILM. Then I put a slash mark, and I want the radial 240. I'll put a slash mark, and I want 15 nautical miles. And I hit a space bar. And guess what? ForeFlight can get you to a radial DME off of any VOR just like that. And then I want to go down to KCRE, which is my home airport. And that's my flight plan. Now, Over here, you see I have my tail number, what airplane, and the altitude I want to fly out, and there's lots of things to do in this. Now when you hit navlog over here, I just hit navlog, okay? You switch between edit and navlog, and you get to see your entire flight plan, headings, the length of the legs, timing, and all that stuff. Okay, a lot more, we're not done with this, a lot more things can be done just by the flight planning, but there's a lot of other things built in, and as I said, this is an overview. So I'll show you what I do with airports. I have a whole list of airports that I like to go to right now. These are my favorite. Okay, you can also look at others, but there's the Grand Strand, and there's the Cape Fear, and in these airports you've got current conditions and your runway, you know, procedures and all kinds of stuff here. And there will be a whole video, maybe even 2 or 3, when you want to look at all these functions below. So the next thing is plates. So if I want to look at the Grand Strand, I've got 5 plates. Cape Fear only has 2 plates and a airport diagram. Wilmington has 13 plates. Okay, so there's all kinds of stuff, and you can organize them in a binder, and I'll show that. And so now I'll look at the bottom here. After plates is documents. Documents are for saving stuff to an iCloud drive. Don't really use that. Imagery is important because it's part of the weather stuff. You've got all these things on the menu selection here for cloud layers and all kinds of stuff, and I'll explore just a couple here. So here's today's forecast, and you can see the southeast where I like to fly, South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina, is not real good for VFR today. And let's look at the flight categories around. Blue means marginal, and the red and the pinks are IFR. So that's flight imagery. The next one is flights, where you can actually file a flight plan with the FAA. Don't do that in X-Plane. And I've got a scratch pad here. For example, here X-Plane has a bug that they've got the VOR for my home airport wrong in terms of frequency. X-Plane thinks it's 117.6. It's actually 114.4, I think. And I like the checklist function in this. I've got 3 airplanes set up. My Cessna 172, the Diamond DA20, which is what I'm currently working on, and a Cessna 152. And I'll go all through all of these, how you use checklists, in a completely separate video, okay? And it has a logbook, which I don't use. I use a paper logbook. And there's more things over here that I'll explain in a future video, okay? So I'll go back to maps. So, and then you can hide the flight plan or bring it back up anytime you want. So that's a summary, and there's a lot of more details to come in future videos. Okay, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for a lot more videos about X-Plane and the Diamond DA20 aircraft.